Hello, this is Q's Cat Food Lab. Today's theme, kitten feeding. Q is currently a 13-year-old senior cat. One of her kidneys is atrophied, but thanks to proper diet management, her kidney values remain within normal range. But sometimes I can't help thinking, if I had paid more attention to her diet earlier, maybe her kidneys wouldn't have atrophied. I believe many of you and your cats may have had similar experiences. For us, this moment right now is the youngest we'll ever be. The only thing we can do is improve the present to create a better future. Today, I'll be explaining how to feed kittens. This is Q from 13 years ago. She's still cute now, but kittens are especially adorable. Today's video is a must-watch for those planning to welcome a kitten, those already living with a kitten. Even those living with adult cats will find this information valuable to have. Please enjoy the video to the very end. On this channel, we share more useful information about feline nutrition, so feel free to subscribe if you find it helpful. Now then, let's get to the conclusion. There are 3 key points to keep in mind when feeding a kitten. The first is protein, the second is water, and the third is dietary variety. Let's go through them one by one. Point 1. Protein. This explanation focuses on feeding kittens from 2 months to 1 year old. Cats are animals that require a lot of protein. Omnivores mainly get energy from carbohydrates and fats. When those nutrients are lacking, they also draw energy from protein. The same applies to us humans. The reason we don't lack energy during a low-carb diet is because we're getting energy from fats. Long-distance running isn't ideal for dieting because it breaks down protein, muscle. Unlike omnivores, cats constantly break down protein to get energy. They produce glucose in the liver to maintain blood sugar levels, and that glucose is made from amino acids, which come from broken down protein. That's why protein is an extremely important nutrient. Since kittens are in their growth phase, it's no surprise that they need a lot of protein, specifically more than 30% on a dry matter, DM, basis. DM refers to dry matter. In dry food with 10% moisture, that means 27% protein or more. Calculation, 30% times 9 divided by 10 equals 27%. When protein is broken down, it becomes amino acids. Some amino acids can be synthesized in the body, and some cannot. Amino acids that cannot be synthesized must be obtained through diet. These are called essential amino acids. For cats, taurine is a well-known example. For reference, humans require 9 essential amino acids, while cats need 11. Taurine is necessary for preventing heart disease, which many of you may already know. What's especially important for kittens is methionine, one of the sulfur-containing amino acids. Sulfur-containing amino acids are amino acids that include sulfur. The reason methionine is important is because a deficiency can cause stunted growth and dermatitis around the nose or mouth. These amino acids are abundant in animal-based proteins, so around 19% or more of the food should ideally be from animal-based proteins. Recommended protein levels for adult to senior cats. Recommended protein content for adult to senior cats, 30 to 45% on a dry matter, DM basis. After careful consideration, senior Kuchan is currently consuming slightly more protein than average, but is maintaining good health. We've run thorough tests like blood work, X-rays, ultrasounds, CTs, and MREs, and no abnormalities requiring treatment were found. To briefly touch on other nutrients, while it's important to watch out for obesity, a higher intake of fat is generally beneficial. Specifically, the ideal range is 18 to 35% on a dry matter basis, DM. I think that's actually quite a lot, not particularly necessary. Cats naturally do not consume much carbohydrates. Cats do not perceive sweetness. Their saliva does not contain amylase, the enzyme that digests sugar. They also produce only small amounts of amylase. From the pancreas, their ability to use sugar as an energy source is also low. The real issue is that carbohydrate content isn't listed on pet food labels. The fact that many dry foods are high in carbohydrates and that obesity and diabetes are common in cats may not be a coincidence. Dietary fiber is not harmful, but since a cat's stomach is small, it's important during growth stages to consume a high volume of calorie-dense food. Therefore, high-fiber diets are generally not recommended. Point 2. Water. You might be surprised to hear this, but water is extremely important for all cats regardless of age or gender. Cats are animals that don't drink much water. That's because they originate from African deserts. In such dry environments, water was not readily available. They evolved to conserve moisture, even the water in their urine. They evolved to produce highly concentrated urine in small amounts. Because of this evolutionary background, they became less sensitive to thirst. That's why cats tend not to drink much water. This worked because they ate small animals that are about 70% water. On the other hand, modern cats eating dry food don't drink water and don't get moisture from food either. As a result, their urine becomes more and more concentrated. This negative cycle may increase the risk of urinary stones. Now, regarding kittens, kittens are very active during their growth phase, so they need even more water than adult cat. It's a good idea to set up several spots where they can drink water. Above all, incorporating wet food is most important. Overall, not many owners use wet food regularly, but both kittens and adult cats should have at least some wet food, in my opinion. Point 3. A variety of foods. A balanced diet is important for all ages, but there's a bit more to it. The types of food given during kittenhood can influence future food and scent preferences. If they only eat specific foods, they may start rejecting other types of meals. That's why a kitten's early diet is important. Many adult cat owners struggle to find food their cats will accept. Trying different foods while they're kittens is something I highly recommend. By the way, Koo was a stray until around 1 year old, so I don't know what she ate back then. Now that I've explained everything, you might be wondering, okay, I understand what's important. So what should I actually feed them? That's likely the next question. As a basic guideline, look for food labelled for all life stages, or complete nutrition for growth. Choose products with these labels. As for recommended foods, for dry food, Wild Recipe and Wellness Core are good choices. They meet the condition of 30% plus protein, DM, are high in fat, and low in carbs. They're also grain-free. For wet food, moisture content is the key factor, so Nutro, Calcan/Whiskers or anything similar is fine. Grain-free wet foods are relatively rare. If you want the best, Feline Natural is ideal. It's a complete food for all life stages packed with meat and organs, just like a natural diet. Unlike typical dry food, it's freeze-dried without heat, which makes it less processed. It's shaped like dry food, so you can serve it as is, but rehydrating it with water is recommended. That way, it's almost like wet food. That wraps up our guide on kitten feeding. I hope you found it helpful. For both humans and cats, a poor diet in childhood can often be offset by youth. The real difference shows in adulthood. Of course, diet isn't the only important factor, but owners act as co-physicians for their cats and must carefully monitor their health, feed them well, and enjoy a long, happy life with your beloved companion. I hope today's message was helpful for you and your cat. Now let's wrap up. Protein is important for kittens. Target protein, DM 30% or more. Moisture is important for kittens. Recommended. Combined with wet food, kittens should be exposed to a variety of foods. May your kitten grow up to enjoy all kinds of food. Recommended dry foods are Wild Recipe and Wellness Core. No specific recommendation for wet food. If you're seeking the best, choose Feline Natural. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.